Hello friends, welcome to Prunku's Pipe Smoking Den. I'm Prunku, and tonight, because it is late night here, I'm going to tell you some stories which I don't know if you're interested in, but I feel a bit nostalgic about the first days of pipe smoking. How I got into this hobby, what it meant to me, and everything. So be aware that this might be a long video because I'll just talk about what I remember and anyway. First of all, allow me to light my pipe. The first pipe that I got, which is this cheap Angelo pipe. I don't know if you are if you know anything about Angelo pipes, but these are low-grade pipes, and most of the times they are hit or miss. So, friends that I have, they have bought Angelo pipes, and after a few smokes, their pipes just either cracked or they started to have bubbles due to the heat and stuff like that. But this Angelo pipe, this billiard Angelo pipe that I bought in the beginning of 2018, must have been January because it was quite, it was still snowing. Since then, I've been smoking this, I think, hundreds and hundreds of bowls. I had to ream it to take the cake out of it about 4 or 5 times because the cake was a lot. So yeah, this was my first pipe, and I'll talk about it right away. But let's first light it. I have some Gaffett Hogarth Balkan mixture here, which I got from Silvio. Thank you, Silvio. And let's see. Okay, story time. How I first got to smoke a pipe. Well, it was, I think, December of 2017 when my godfather, which knew that I'm a heavy smoker, cigarette smoker, came and asked me if I'm interested in smoking a pipe. And I said, yeah, sure, anything that has tobacco, I'm interested. Because I was always fascinated with tobacco, and this might sound weird to many of you, but in Eastern countries, Balkan countries and stuff, this used to be very usual. So I started smoking when I was very young. In my family, my mother used to be a heavy smoker. So basically, I don't know life without tobacco. To me, it's like a sacred herb. It's like a sacred plant, like tobacco is for Native Americans. And it's not an exaggeration, seriously. So, but yeah, he asked me if I'm interested in smoking a pipe. And I said, yeah, sure. He didn't have a pipe to give me, but he did bring me a tobacco, a tin, a sealed tin of tobacco. Apparently, he didn't really know what that tobacco was. He used to call it black English tobacco. But it's not really an English blend, a full-blown English blend. It's something much more interesting. I'm talking about this tin. This plum cake tin is from the 80s. It was sealed, it was full, and it was the first tobacco that I've smoked in this pipe. Now, imagine that when you first started smoking, you had some tongue bites and stuff like that, You used to smoke very hot. Well, imagine having plum cake as your first tobacco. People know that plum cake and other McLaren blends tend to give you a very strong tongue bite, but and it did give me a strong tongue bite, but that's how I first started to smoke correctly, because it was giving me a tongue bite because I was smoking hot. I had to learn how to smoke slowly. Anyway, he gave me this 80s plum cake tin, and then I went to a tobacco shop and I got this pipe for I don't know, I don't even remember, but it was very cheap. This one has a filter, by the way, and back then I used to smoke with a filter. And that was for a long time. I couldn't smoke without the filter, and it was quite a problem for me because all the nice looking pipes didn't have a filter. But eventually I learned how to smoke without the filter, like I'm smoking right now, and that's no more of a problem. But let me light this pipe properly. Because I keep talking and it goes out. So yeah, I bought this pipe. I started smoking plum cake, and yeah. I remember all those tongue bites, all those hot smokes and everything, but I didn't want to renounce because I really liked the taste. The taste from plum cake was, for me, mind blowing. It was something totally new because all I knew was just puffing on cigarettes to satisfy my nicotine needs and stuff like that, but I never got to enjoy the taste of tobacco, of good quality tobacco. And in time, I fell in love with it. I bought other tins of plum cake in time, and I even made reviews comparing them, even comparing them with this plum cake, which was more tasty. It had more body to it than the plum cake that we have today. But anyway, and you know, that was those were my first steps in pipe smoking. After that, I started to. I remember I bought a pouch of Thomas Redford's vanilla, which I didn't enjoy. I didn't like that very chemical topping, whatever. And then next the next tobaccos I got was Stanwell Classic and Three Nuns. And that's how my journey began. Now, obviously, I wanted to learn more about pipes, and I was I was browsing the internet, searching for answers and stuff like that, and that's how I met my first teachers in pipe smoking, and one of the most important teachers that I had was Martin Chop Piper. I remember that I was watching his videos, all his videos, taking notes, trying his advice and stuff like that. And I was fascinated by that man because, unlike other YouTube pipe smokers that I've seen, he was very, serious and like a gentleman, like a true pipe smoking gentleman. And that's what I really liked about him. He didn't have a bad attitude or whatever. He was down to earth, and he knew how to explain. And I don't know. I really, really appreciate it, and I still do. I really like the content, and I like his advice. I mean, if there was a new pipe smoker that asked me what and how he should start, I would send him to watch Martin Chop's videos on how to smoke a pipe, how to start, types of tobacco, and everything that I learned back then. And it was fascinating. I was stepping into a whole new world. Everything was extremely interesting, and all the new flavors and all the new blends and all the information and stuff like that. It was overwhelming and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So yeah, thank you, Martin Shop Piper, for teaching me how to smoke, how to appreciate pipe smoking. I even remember that he had a video called "What kind of pipe smoker do you want to be?" And I think that's a very important question, you know, because there are pipe smokers who brag about their pipe smoking, they who brag about their expensive pipes or whatever. Uh, there are pipe smokers who are gentlemen and old school guys and whatever. There are the corn cob guys. There are the guys that just puff, 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 puff uh, very quick and don't get to enjoy the smoking process. So there are many types of pipe smokers. I even remember his beginning. Like he was hello fellow. No. It was like uh, hello YouTube pipe smokers. Martin Joe Piper here. I like that. After Martin Joe Piper, I started meeting pipe smokers in Bucharest, and yeah, I keep talking and I forget to puff. Yeah, I started meeting pipe smokers in Bucharest, and one of the first pipe smokers that I've met was Radu, who is currently the president of the Romanian Pipe and Cigar Club, and he is a great guy. Um, Even though he has so much experience and whatever, he is humble. He doesn't. He's not arrogant and whatever. He takes his time to teach everyone whatever he knows. And first time I met him was at a meeting of pipe smokers. We met in I think it was February. We met in an apartment, and we shared tobaccos and blah blah blah. And Radu was the one who actually introduced me to Dunhill Nightcap, which still remains my number one favorite tobacco blend. Um, he's one of the first guys who told me how to light a pipe, because I used to light it and just slowly puff. But he said, dude, if you puff more at the first lights, it's not a problem because the pipe won't get hot, just the top of the tobacco. And he told me about long sips or soft and short sips. and how you can get most of the tobacco that you're smoking to keep a cool smoke, because if it's not a cool smoke, yeah, a lot of the taste of the tobacco will fade. So Radu indeed had taught me a lot, and I'm grateful. So thank you, Radu. Now, after I met Radu, I don't even remember how I stumbled upon that group, but it was a private Facebook group held by a guy called Christian, and it was a Romanian pipe smoking group, and that's where I started to learn even more things, like what, how to ream a bowl, how to make reviews. Uh, I don't know. I think that was a period where I learned so much. I don't remember what exactly, because it was blend. I learned the same things from Martin Chop Piper, from Radu, and from the guys on the private group, and I took from everyone, and I started to make um, my own style of pipe smoking, because there is not one type of pipe smoking. It's the proper way to smoke your pipe is the way that you like, Yeah, so those were very interesting days. Everything was so exciting, so new, so fresh, and it still is, but that enthusiasm at the beginning when you're stepping into a new world is really, really interesting. It's like a new world for a child. But anyway, after some time, and I'll tell you this because I've recently found the post that I wrote. So after some time of pipe smoking, I wrote a Facebook post where I was explaining how I see pipe smoking, because I started putting videos with not videos, pictures of me with a pipe, and some people thought that's kind of weird. And people didn't really understand why I am smoking a pipe, what pipe smoking means to me. And I have done exact that exact post that I wrote. It was written on 2nd of May 2018. So this is what I wrote. So remember, this is written on the 2nd of May 2018. I didn't even know much, so I wrote this. Pipe smoking, a ritual that I started about 2 years ago. Why did I say that I started 2 years ago? Because I started in, let's say, December 2017, so not even 1 year. I don't know, maybe I was confused or whatever. A ritual that I started 3 years ago is oftentimes seen as an act of snobism. And for that, I want to talk to you a bit about it in order to understand. I initially started to smoke a pipe with the intention of reducing cigarette smoking. When I first smoked a pipe, although I didn't really know how to do it, it was a great experience. The taste of quality tobacco, the smell that filled the room, I liked this a lot and I continued to smoke. In time, I started to understand it. I learned how to smoke. I formed my own gestures and habits. From the simple taste and smell that I appreciated, I also started to appreciate the pipe itself, thus becoming the most pleasant way of smoking tobacco. The ritual of filling the pipe, of lighting the pipe, they ask for a certain amount of finesses. Finesses? Of gentleness, and so does smoking of a pipe. A pipe that is smoked incorrectly with what it is with lead incorrectly with, so does smoking the pipe. Okay. A pipe that is smoked incorrectly will lead to tongue bite and a total misunderstanding of the pipe and tobacco. But if it's correctly smoked, it is an explosion of pleasure and relaxation. And that is because it asks for a certain amount of care, of gentleness, like I said. It's a process that relaxes you. When you come home from work and you're tired, when you're stressed and you have your mind full of thoughts, the lighting of a pipe and smoking is a process that calms you. The gentle, slow smoking together with the pleasure of the tobacco taste fill your soul with joy and peace. It's something that you can truly understand only after you experience it by smoking a pipe. That is why many have formed the rituals of smoking at certain hours or in certain situations, smoking certain types of tobacco according to the hour, or situation, smoking from certain types of pipes. I, for example, prefer to smoke a slightly aromatic tobacco in the morning, together with a coffee. At night, I prefer to smoke a non-aromatic with some wine, tea, or premium rum. Even the way you combine your tobacco with what you are drinking is something that you develop in time, but the pleasure is always present. That is what I personally understood from smoking a pipe, and that is why I smoke a pipe. Okay, so that's what I wrote on the 2nd of May 2018. I still agree with pretty much everything that I wrote, especially what pipe smoking means to me, because I see, and I don't mean to disrespect anyone. Everyone smokes as they please, smokes as he pleases, they please, whatever. But I've seen people who uh, smoke pipes when they're doing whatever else, you know. They're not there with their pipe concentrating on the ritual of the pipe, on the taste, and they're just having the pipe, clenching it, and you know, going about doing the laundry or whatever. So you can't really enjoy the pipe at its maximum potential if you don't pay attention to it. It will be just a source of nicotine, and that's it. But anyway, that is just my opinion. Like I said, there is not one single way of smoking a pipe. The only correct way to smoke a pipe is the way you do it. But for me, smoking a pipe is an act of relaxation. If I want nicotine, I smoke cigarettes. If I want to calm down, I smoke a pipe, like I do right now. It's, I don't know, I think it's uh, 1 or 2 in the morning, but I'm I'm relaxing, you know. I'm sitting in silence, and that's how I usually smoke a pipe. In the morning as well, when I drink my coffee. I drink my coffee, I smoke my pipe in silence, especially because I wake up at 6 a.m., so not everybody is awake at the time, so it's still silent, it's still a time of peace that I can take, and I can have my pipe, my coffee in somewhat silence and relaxation. So that's what it still means to me, pipe smoking. Let me light it up again. What else did I say? Yeah, that it's a ritual. It is a ritual, you know. Even though after so many years we just pack it, light it, smoke it, you know, it becomes very natural. But yeah, I still I still have the same thoughts that I had on the 2nd of May when I wrote this. So, it's been how many years? Let's say starting from 2008, including 2018, it would be 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22. So, this year would be the 5th year of pipe smoking for me. Mm, 10 passes. Maybe I should do celebration video like Sylvie did, but I don't know. 5 years of pipe smoking. Lots of blunts, lots of good moments, lots of nice people that I've met. In all this time, so many people, so many great people that I've met. You know, people from the clubs, people from the Facebook groups, um, the people from the YTPC. Pipe smokers in general are great people. I don't know why, but they are. There is this sense of of community, of brotherhood, of helping one another, and I think that is great. But I don't know how much time passed, so uh, that was my little, you know, remembrance, my little journey in the past of how I started smoking, who were my mentors, and so far it is a wonderful journey, and I encourage any smoker to try a pipe. Maybe he will find something much more different, much more delicate, much more profound at the same time, delicate and profound. But anyway, these were my memories. Um, these are my thoughts, and that's about it because I'm starting to get tired. I have to go to bed. But until next time, as usual, take care. Happy puffing.